So what are you holding in your hand right there? Is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. We ready to shoot?
You all ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And police must have tracked down your vehicle, and they pulled you over.
Correct.
Now, tell me from when you got pulled over, what happened?
I was concerned that it was a very dangerous situation. It was hot. My wife and children were in the car. There's cars speeding right by our car. And I was left in the car with my family for a long period of time. And after a long period of time, I got out to find out what's going on. Is the officer conscious back there? Why isn't he letting us know why we're being pulled over? So I got out of the car to go ask him. What his name was, Levi Seawall. The police named Levi Seawall jumped on me, attacked me from behind, put me in a legal chokehold. And the rest is on the video where he attacks, physically threatens me, threatens my wife, physically attacked my wife, fondles my son. My two younger children were threatened by him, my daughter crying. It's all on the video.
An audio recorder?
Yes, digital audio recorder. Then I wanted to get out. I had my recorder. I want to get out and ask him what he was pulled over for and get into the questioning thing and find out what's going on. And I'll find out later that he actually exclaims, they will let the DA tell him.
I'll tell you what, the DA can tell him.
I went up to ask him, and then I couldn't understand what he said at first. It sounded to me like he's screaming, even though the audio clearly says go back to the car. It sounded to me like he's screaming. Like I heard him screaming something, but he was in the car with the window rolled up and air conditioning going, so that's why the audio picked it up, speaking good. But he was inside his car, and I could not hear him. But when he got out, I can tell he was mad about something. So I was kind of hesitant in stepping back because I'm saying he's absolutely mad about something. I can see that,
Sure,
that he's mad. So I started walking back, and you'll see the video where he's catching my shoulder. Then you put it in slow motion, see he's grabbed him from the back and put me in a chokehold. And that guy's got me in a legal chokehold. And I believe he was just excited about the fact that I'm on some terrorist hit list, is what he calls it, which it's called, well, I don't know what it's officially called, but he referred to it as a terrorist hit list.
we'll get to that in 1 second. Going back to, he pulled you over, and he said probably wait in the car. That's when he mentioned the DA will tell you. He went back to his car. You got out of the car. What was going through your mind when you were like, did you want to go up to him and tell him something? You know, I know you went out with a recorder. What was the thought behind grabbing the recorder and then going up to the police officer? What were you trying to accomplish there?
I was going to find out why we were pulled over. And if most of the times the police will take you out to right in front of the police car because they want to talk to you right in front of their camera. So if you'll notice, once the wrestling starts, I'm trying to move to where I'm supposed to be, right in front of my car, right in front of the camera. They're dragging me off the car. And you look at that police tape.
In the car. Get your fucking hand in the car. I'm going. I can't get in the car if you're doing that.
Look at that. Everybody look. Stop. Did you see just what happened? Where do you see me on all those cameras? You have 5 cameras there. I'm not in one of them.
This is remarkable footage.
You don't see us on it. It says they were dragging me. Before I seen this, it says they were dragging me away from the car. They're dragging me away from the car.
On purpose to get you off of camera?
It would seem, because it's kind of weird that all of a sudden I'm not where a police would want you to be. Put you right there. They want you right there because I've been put there many times. Because I've been on this watch list. I guess I didn't know this. We've been calling for police harassment for a long time. We went to the oversight committee. My wife had called them about police harassment. We asked for judge restraining orders. We're actually filling out restraining orders on law enforcement. Doing anything we can, but they have been harassing us nonstop. And we just found out because of this case that we're on some type of terrorist hit list.
Because of this incident?
No, because I found out about that.
Through this incident?
Through this incident, found out that I was on this. It says on the incident, I don't know if we can show you the paperwork here, but it will say, don't let them know our posture or something too bad. Don't let them know this. I mean, we got this out, we're watching them, but don't let them know we're watching them. Type thing that comes up on the computer when I'm pulled over. Did we show you that piece of paper?
I saw it over there. I'll take a look at it a little bit. Okay, so this happens, and tell me, you said they told you to get back in the car, but they drag you, it looks over to the side of the road, to the ditch. You can't really see that on camera. What happened in the ditch?
They got me on my back, and you're kind of kneel on my back. I think that's where I got the injury, where the rib injury, the contusions to my rib, and the bruising was from them kneeling on my back. A standard police procedure when you're arresting somebody, but you would quickly handcuff them. He could have handcuffed me on the back of the car, and the other video will show you what happens on the other one. It's the other car will cover that. It doesn't have audio like this one, but the other one will show you what happens. It's on the other car. They didn't realize we'd get that second. I don't think they realized it, but we kept asking. They're not giving us all the car cameras videos, but our lawyer is asking for all of them. They're hesitant on what they're giving us. They haven't given us all of it. So get just 2 vehicles. We want all the vehicles. There's been like 5 or 6 vehicles here. We want all the audios on all of them. Because everything we hear is conspiracy speech. They're talking derogatory about me. They say, you can hear him saying that he's doing a symbol like this to me, about me. He's saying I'm, just derogatory words. I can't think of it right now. A berserk, that's it. He went berserk. And it shows him attacking me doing a chokehold. And I'm saying, get off. What does expect an American do? I think it's almost as if they want us to bend our heads and say, yes, sir, and yes, sir, like that. They want our heads bowed to whenever they're around, and not say, well, you don't have a right to put your hands on me. Why did you put your hands on me? I'm asking them, saying, go like this when they put their hands, they'll put your hands on me, and deflecting their hands off and says, don't put your hands on me. I'm letting them know, you don't have a right to come and put your hands on somebody. And that seems where I'm coming from. And the lawyers, and I suppose they're talking about where is the point of arrest. That's what they seem to be focusing on. Now again, I went way out of...
No, that's fine. That's good, because it's bringing up new questions with me. I guess let's focus on what the lawyers are looking at, the point of arrest. I didn't really see you get handcuffed yet. Did you get handcuffed?
Yes, sir. You'll see on the side of the road with the second video that they handcuffed me. They're holding my arm twisted for the longest time. Then they finally handcuffed me. They sit me up and set it up handcuffed for a while. Another cop, I guess I'm turning around seeing what's going on. Another cop, sheriff, I don't know his name, comes and shoves me and says, you keep looking that way, and you can still see that. They finally, walk up and walk to the door very politely, being chaperoned to the door. You'll see me going there calmly into the door. And that's
Okay.
about it. There's no Rodney King beating this thing, but it was just a long period of pressure on
Sure.
your back for an older gentleman, or not so a gentleman, older person, we could say. Which that's kind of a torture. In the old days, they used to put rocks on people's chest and crushed them in a witch sails or whatever they did. It's meant to do for a short period cuff, put them in. They did everything long. They left them in the car long. They left me on the side of the road long. They left me inside the back of the car with the windows rolled up a long period of time with the sun. And they even did the little middle window and they shut that. They thought maybe I might spit. They said, well, you could have spit in the front there. There's nobody in the front. And I was clearly dry. You can see my gum, licking my mouth. I was dry. I was a mess.
So they was just stringing it along, that's what you're saying?
Yes, and then when they took me to the prison, they left me in like a glass cell, like you'd leave Hannibal Lecter or something in there. And the regular prisoners that were charged with crimes were actually out running amongst in this hallway where they're freer. I was like in a different kind of booth while they were processing. So I was in prison. I wasn't booked. Because I was booked, I would have been in the seat moving along in the line with everybody else, so I was held off longer than I should have been.
Now, I haven't seen this part. Is this you locked up in the back?
This is the fun part here. This is actually a fun part. You'd enjoy this, pal.
You unlock the door? How good a search did you get? We said all these guys were paying. Hey. You want to check out my ass? Hey. Hey, you fucking clean, come on. Hey, you fucking clean, come on.
The real bad guy was that blonde guy, and then that Chris Hashi who came up and threatened the little girl. I mean, they were already terrorized.
So let's get to that part, because I know we watched part of it, but we never really talked about, we were talking about you in the ditch, but not what was happening while you were in the ditch, up with the car. There were police officers that went to the white Jeep. What happened there?
Then the Maine State Trooper, Christopher Hashi, rips open the door that my children are into, my young children. Came up to the car and he ripped the door open. Then pulls out his gun, or pulls out his hand like this. I can't tell whether it was a gun from the video, whether it was a gun in his hand. And terrorizes the children. They're screaming and crying in there. And this is the trooper that would later that summer go out and shoot somebody in the groin. You know, somebody wanted to commit suicide, so he helps them out by shooting them in the groin. He should have been removed from duty before he went out there and shot that person.
Let me stop you right now. I'm not trying to torture you either. Take a sip of water. Take a sip.